Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of April 8th. We are just coming out of our first Mercury retrograde of the year, and we have about one more week left of our Venus retrograde, which will end with a full moon in Libra. So with all of the signs being either under Aries or Pisces during these retrogrades, and then moving into, the opposite end of the wheel from Aries is Libra, which is ruled by Venus. This is a chance for us to look at how we relate to others. Aries season is about our individuality, us coming into who we are as a person. And Libra is about learning where we end and others begin in all of our relations. Buddy, calm it down. But anyways, so we're looking at, and just because we're out of the Mercury retrograde doesn't mean that it's not still trickling into our day-to-day lives. We have to integrate the lessons of the retrograde at this time. And so just be prepared that, this is the last minute chance for those travel, technology hiccups, communication hiccups. And then for the Venus retrograde, this is the tail end of learning those lessons of how do I relate to others, especially in my closest relationships, partners, family, friends, children, things like that. And so we're coming into a softer time too. The heaviest energy of the year was in the last few weeks. So as April rolls on, we're going to feel a little bit more at ease. So be looking forward to that. I have pre-shuffled so that I didn't have to put down Baby Mike because of this guy. Oh my God. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Cutie. Anyways, Aries to Pisces. And so Aries, like I said, we've had a lot in your sign. Let's see. There we are. And so you have Death reversed. And so Death reversed is just saying that this year to date has been you just have to roll with the punches of what is happening this year. Things are out of your control, and not all of life is meant to be in your control. I would even say what I've been noticing too is that collectively people are taking opinion as fact when fact is actually a very minuscule part of what's happening in the world. So even when you're taking in that communication of, Mercury's retrograde or come out of retrograde right now, don't take things that people are even saying to you as fact to heart, but be willing to let go of, if people need time away, let them have that time away. If if your car is at the end of its leg, it's at the end of its leg. It's whatever it is. But be willing to let go and move on at this time, Aries. Even though it's your birthday season, happy birthday. This solar cycle of yours is finished and moving into its next cycle. And so when you get that, no, sir. I don't even know what he's mad at. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. You're mad at a leaf. Stupid. Anyways, so yeah, Aries, like this guy. Sometimes you just gotta let shit go. And if it was meant for you, it'll come back type stuff. Yeah? Okay, that was Aries. We're on to Taurus. There is a person with towels. Oh no. Oh my God. He's in his Aries mode, even though he's a Pisces. He's in his post shadow. And it's, it is what it is. Anyways, so Taurus, King of Pentacles reversed, which I do believe in the past week you've had it right side up. Like we're saying, this is the end of our Venus retrograde. Our ruling planet, Taurus, is retrograde. And so this is any last minute moment for any relationship hiccups, people from the past showing back up, and it is not the call to just jump right back into people's arms. It is a call to just reflect on what was that time period with this person, and what were the lessons there to be learned. Learn from each relationship. If you are dating the same person over and over again, that is a sign that you need to shift out of something, some pattern of yours in how you are choosing partners. There's other times where, like, I'll say, like, going back and forth between types. What is the evolution? Are you evolving with every relationship? And it's like, if you have this hard anchor that you don't want to be bouncing between relationships, you want hard monogamy, then you have to be honest with who you're choosing and really be thorough about, is this something that I can do with this person? Things like that. And I'm just saying that on, like, it's the end of our sign being retrograde, but the Pentacles is actually a little bit more about, like, our tangible things. And I'll even say, financially, do you feel stagnant? Is there room for growth? Or do you feel like you're at a dead-end job? Is there something that you want to do? I don't want to promote side hustles right now, because it's like, we're all at the end of our, like, rope with how things are moving. But, like, it could just be you start wanting to do something on the side, and then it becomes the main thing that you want to be doing. So whatever it is, Taurus, whether you're feeling stagnant in relationships or financially, I think those are the two big things that I see. Maybe it's even your physical body. You want to move around some more. But whatever it is, just know that, like, our ruling planet is retrograde for about another week. So give it that time and know that there's a shadow period. And that's when things can still pop up. So don't get too complacent with what's around you, because things always shift. Things always want to move. Yeah. All right. We are at Gemini, and Gemini has the 8 of Pentacles, so more Pentacles here. And so Gemini, you are also really focused on, is what you're doing in life satisfying? And I do see you wanting to just do something more. I can even see it just being, you want to get better. Oh, that bird has a tangerine. That is so cute. Okay, anyways, it could be like, in a workplace, you want a different skill set so that you can move forward. It could be you wanting to go back to school, learning something else. But I also see it as maybe even just, we're coming into springtime, getting ready for summertime, whatever that leads us to. But if you want to get back into your body, it is like, if you want to be going back to the gym, that's one thing. If you want to be getting better at, like, racquetball or pickleball, that's what everybody plays now. Get, like, you aren't starting from, you don't start as, like, top of the league. You got to build up to it. So, like, if you want to run a marathon and you haven't even been moving at all, start just by, like, taking a 10-minute walk every day and just, build up from there. Gemini, be willing to put in that work every day towards, whatever it is that your goal is. It doesn't have to be money. It could be something, education wise, or, even just like playing an instrument, learning an instrument, something like that. Cool. All right. We are at Cancer. Cancer, the Hermit reversed. Hermit reversed is saying that, the Hermit, it is healthy, and especially because we do have, like, we're coming, and you're making my foot go to sleep, sir. I'm just going to move you. I love you. Down you go. So Hermit reversed. It is healthy to take time to yourself. It is healthy, to, especially for introverts, to get that time to yourself. But is that time to yourself being spent in a way of, say, bed rot? And I'm not one to talk. That's, it is what it is when you're fucking jet lagged. But it's like, Are you taking that time to rest and recharge? Festering in, say, like thought patterns that are unproductive, like just wasting your time scrolling away into meaningless crap? Um, or are you actually finding the rest and recharge? Um, so I would even promote, Cancer, that if you are feeling stuck in any way, shape, or form, reach out to a friend before you reach to doom scrolling. Reaching out to somebody who can actually talk you off of that ledge versus going down some kind of rabbit hole, niche thing that isn't going to, it's not doing anything for you. So, um, that rest recharge thing. Also, just making sure if you're in a state of you're not really like, if you're not in a mood to be moving around so much, make sure that you're even just getting up and moving here and there, hydrating at least. Um, yeah, but yeah, get back in your body. Just because you're like hermit mode doesn't mean that like the hermits like who live in the mountains, like they have those mountains to hike every day. So Cancer, remain in your body so that you don't get stuck in your mind at this time. Yeah. Okay, sir, we cannot get mad at everybody walking around outside. It's not okay. We're at Leo. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. So Leo, I feel like spring is really inspiring you to get, back into your passions. What are your passions? If your passions are, it doesn't have to be productive things. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I need to get back into this thing that's like gonna be financially whatever for me. Like, no, like it's your passions are what inspires you every day. Like, I would say that my afternoon walks with this guy are some of the most inspiring moments of my day because it forces me to be present with this guy and whatever nature we're looking at or barking at right now. That's a car. Dork. Yeah, it forces me to be present with what is. So, Leo, what is it that feeds you every day? It doesn't have to be like, oh, it's springtime. And like I was doing like earlier this week was harvesting all those flowers and making these little essences. Like, yes, that is fun and productive, but, was I present in those moments of, the bird came to visit you. Please don't try to be a dick to it right now. There's a sparrow. There's a sparrow on this patio. Oh, yeah, deal with it. Anyways, so Leo, be present in the moment with, where you are and what inspires you. And it doesn't have to be, anything that's like a monetary inspiration. Oh my goodness, why would I be a jerk? Angry man, look at this. Angry. Why are you so angry? Flopper. Rude. I'm gonna hold on to you because I don't want you to be barking at everybody. If what inspires you is just like getting up and looking in that mirror and being inspired every day, that's what it is, and just be appreciative of that ability to do that. Yeah, and if it's the time to reassess what inspires you, what is that spark in your life, Leo, just, look around and see what already inspires you. Yeah? Okay, that was Leo. We're on Virgo. Virgo has the Knight of Wands reversed. And I'd say it's even almost a similar thing that I was just telling Leo of, like, what is your passions, Virgo? But I do see, because it's reversed, that maybe you've been chasing down things that weren't for you. I might even say that your passions have been like put aside for others. And so, Virgo, if you are putting aside your passions for, like, the sake of um like other people's comforts and needs and things. Like, what about your comforts and needs, Virgo? Put yourself first. The ambulance, like if there is one ambulance for a town, and it is not maintained, it cannot help those around it. And so, similarly, Virgo, if you are not happy, healthy, inspired by your life, like how good of a service can you be for others if you do not feel joy every day? So Virgo, um, I would say that this week is about rechecking in with what your passions are so that you don't get lost in others. It's that Venus retrograde where you have to find where you end and other people begin. So, Virgo, um, have you, like, even at the workplace, have you been, putting your coworkers' needs before your projects? That's not going to go well for you. So, Virgo, what inspires you, and put yourself first? That's all I'm going to say there. We're at Libra. That's me. All right. And we have the Nine of Wands, again, reversed. And I'm going to say, Libra, reassess. And, like, it's been this whole, like, row of signs in this middle of the arc, which is, Libra, have some of your passions run its course. Are you still inspired by certain things? And are you just hanging on to them because, they once brought me joy, so why don't I just keep working this dead horse? No, it's not going to work that way, Libra. So, like, really just assess. And, like, I'll speak to, like, I was just thinking about how much I used to love running every day, but then with, like, a few injuries here and there, like, it's just not feasible to be able to do that for me anymore. So, I've had to, shift that focus to, more walks with this guy, more hiking, things that my body can do. Even yoga. Like, I still love yoga, but I've incorporated other things so that it's not monotonous for me anymore. Just things like that. So, like, Libra, don't be afraid to let go of some things that don't inspire you as much as they used to. And it's not to say that they can't come back around and you'll re-fall in love with things. It's just saying that when things are done, let them be done and find something else to shift focus to. Yeah? Amazing. We're at Scorpio. Wow. All right, Scorpio, you got the Four of Swords. Interesting. And I'll say a similar thing. It's on the same page at least, which is Scorpio. There's stop being mad at everybody. Scorpio 2. This 2. Everybody. There's people with things on wheels. Wah, sir. Oh my God. Anyways, Scorpio. Sometimes we have these thought patterns and beliefs that helped us at some point in time, but you also have some thought pattern or belief that you can let go of right now. It is not serving you at all. It's not helping you move forward. And I can't speak to what it is for you, but it can be, when you're a kid, it's okay. This is extreme, but, like, it's okay to believe in Santa and the Easter Bunny, but you grow up and that doesn't serve you if you're an adult. And so less, like, childlike, there's more adult things. But yeah, it could even just be beliefs, like I said, Venus is at the end of its retrograde, and you might be shown these last minute beliefs of how you thought that relationships needed to be, and you might be very abruptly shown through partners or whatever that is not true. And so you need to be willing to shift your belief systems if you are going to move forward in like a specific relationship or just how you work with people in general. Shift your belief systems because it's not going to be productive moving forward. I will just say that even collectively right now, the way that there is a divisiveness between the genders, between just like people across like ages, even like ageism is a thing right now, and be willing to make those, like, bridge those gaps between, yes, there's a way that you see that things need to happen, but there's a way that people have already like been doing it themselves, and you need to be willing to bridge those gaps by, you know, loosening the grip on how you believe things to need to be. Yeah? Okay. We are at Sagittarius. You look like you're doing pretty good. You've got a Two of Wands. Two of Wands is also saying right now, like, so collectively we're seeing people at the end of this Venus retrograde, of this Mercury retrograde. And so if you had projects or travel plans, like, if they're delayed, know that, like, it's like you've planted the seeds, they will come. It might not come right now, not until like the end of the season, not till summertime or something, but you've planted things and things will move forward when and how they need to. It might not show up right now. Be okay with that. And then also, there was something else. Be open to, just because you've planted seeds, things might come back to you in ways that you didn't expect them to, or just, yeah, like, be open to, you know, if you wanted, say, a very specific job at the place, and you get a job that might even be better for you, which is not that specific one, but it's got the same flavor, but it might treat you better down the line. It just wasn't exactly the way that you visioned it. Just be open to receive, like, you know, you've already put out like what you want, and be open to receiving it however it comes back to you. Is the best way that I can put it out there. And then also, because Venus is at the end of its retrograde, know that like, any letting goes that are happening, like, because it doesn't have to be romantically, it could be just like, you know, people in general, like, things come back around. Things will come back around. You know, opportunities, even like if you had a trip planned, it fell through, it can come back around. So don't hang on to things like as like this is how it has to be. Know that things will come back around and how they're meant to. All right, I've only got 3 left, so I'm going to get through it. We've got Capricorn has the Knight of Cups right side up. And so Capricorn, at this time, you've probably had some lessons around your communications and how you relate to others. And, you know, you are at a place of a higher emotional intelligence, maybe because of all that you have been through recently. And hold on to that, and don't hold on to your emotions, like your heart, like, just, but know that, like, if you've emotionally evolved, you're at a place where your emotions aren't going to completely knock you out of alignment when you're interacting with other people. Like, know that you are in a place where you can, you know, be in a better way of reacting to people right now. Yeah. And just kind of, you know, be grateful for whatever experiences you've had in this Venus retrograde that has led you to have a stronger, better connection to what it is that is your heart's desires. Yeah. All right. I don't know what this guy's so pissed about. Aquarius, you would get the, like, I don't know, information card. You're not getting that. That's so stupid. But you're getting the 10 of Wands. It's right side up at least. Which, again, Um, Similar to what happened for Libra is like, okay, Aquarius, you have all this stuff, all these gifts, all of this thing that inspires you in life. Um, but don't be so rigidly attached to how they show up every day in your life. Be open to today might be more about getting in my body. The next day might be more about socializing. The next day more about like, tapping into your creative projects, things like that. It doesn't have to be, I need to socialize this many hours today, exercise this many hours today, be creative this many hours a day, or I will not feel satisfied. Know that things come in their waves and be willing and open to, again, put aside some of them for now, every once in a while. Like, don't get too stuck in a routine that you aren't re-inspired every day by what's happening around you. Yeah? Okay, last one, Pisces. Pisces has the Four of Pentacles, right side up. And so Pisces, you're coming from this place because the Aries, Pisces retrogrades that have happened in Mercury and Venus, you're coming out with these gems of, like, if you had any technology hiccups or travel hiccups, you know how to handle them better. If you might have learned better ways to communicate with people. You might know how to relate to people better after these retrogrades. And so hang on to those gems of what you learned in the last few weeks and, basically this year, relationship-wise. And hang on to those gems of what you learned in those fields. And then just, financially too, it could be more of a, it works for you. So keep doing that, which is like the opposite of what I just told Aries is be open and flexible every day. Is no, Pisces, maybe you want to get settled into a budget or routine that is going to keep you like feeling productive right now. Yeah. All right. Well, that was everybody. Happy Aries season as we're still in it. We're in like the middle of it. Happy end of the Mercury retrograde. We're in the post shadow, though, remember that. And I believe that, like by next week, or at least like during next week, we will be out of that Venus retrograde and we'll see where that takes us. All right. Bye.